प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि 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 बोल। ओम ज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितां येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषाभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो ब्रह्मण्यदेवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्धिताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Welcome everyone. Tonight's Bhagavad Gita class. We're reading from the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita entitled The Universal Form, text number 17, which has no purport. Actually, it's even 16, but it doesn't matter. 16 has only one line purport. 17 has no purport. 18 has no purport. 19 has a small purport. So I'll read the whole section. Yeah, actually it should be 16. Okay? So we're reading text 16. Please repeat. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram. Pashyami tvam sarvatonantarupam. Pashyami tvam sarvatonantarupam. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram. Pashyami tvam sarvatonantarupam. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Please chant. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram. Pashyami tvam sarvatonantarupam. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Mothers, you try. Yes, you're also mother. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram. Pashyami tvam sarvato nantarupam. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Anybody else? Aneka Bahudara Vaktra Netram. Pashyami tvam sarvato nantarupam. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Aneka Bahudara Vaktra Netram. Pashyami tvam sarvato nantarupam. Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Aneka, many. Bahu, arms. Udara, bellies. Vaktra, mouths. Netram, eyes. Pashyami, I see. Tvam, you. Sarvataha, on all sides. Anantarupam, unlimited form. Na antam, no end. Na madhyam, no middle. Na punaha, nor again. Tava, your. Adim, beginning. Pashyami, I see. Vishwa Ishvara, O Lord of the universe. Vishwarupa, in the form of the universe. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere, without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Purport. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is unlimited. Thus, through him, everything could be seen. Text 17 goes as follows. Kiritanam gadinam chakrinam cha tejo rashim sarvato diptimantam pashyami tvam durniriksham samantad dipta nalarka dutim aprameyam. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides, like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. 18. Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam, tvam asya vishwasya paramam nidhanam, tvam avyayah shashvatah dharmagopta, sanatanastvam purusho mato me. You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. That is my opinion. Text 19. Anadi madhyantam ananta viryam ananta bahum shashi surya netram pashyami tvam deepta hutashana vaktram swatejasa vishwam idam tapantam. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and the moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Purport. There is no limit to the extent of the six opulences of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here and in many other places, there is a repetition, but according to the scriptures, repetition of the glories of Krishna is not a literary weakness. It is said that at a time of bewilderment or wonder or of great ecstasy, statements are repeated over and over that is not a flaw. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yat kripatamaham mande Shri Gurundinatarinam. So, what we're going to do tonight, I'm not going to give a class. I will ask you questions. You have to reply. You have to give the class. Okay? Is that okay? Then you remain awake, because after prasad, people tend to fall asleep. And there was nice prasad today. There was lasagna. There were rice balls, fried rice balls. So when you eat so nice, you fall asleep so nice. So there is a group among the Indians from India is coming this society. His name is Arya Samaj. And the Arya Samaj says, there is no evidence in the Vedas that God has a form. There is no evidence for Murti Puja, worshipping in the Vigraha. Can anybody refute this? I'm going to ask you questions which you can reply from today's verses. Okay? So that is safe. You don't have to be a scholar in the Gita. But if you have paid attention to the verses we read, you should be able to refute this argument. So there is a society in India and also in the West, you'll come across one day, says this is all nonsense, no murti should be worshipped. You give all the money to me, I can feed my belly, and that's better. They say like this. You understand? So how will you counter-argue? How will you defeat this argument that God has no form and therefore no murti can be worshipped because murti is form?
And the verse is standing a lot of faces, a lot of eyes, so it's all form.
Very good. So he's very intelligent, okay? Okay, so now another argument they will give is that you say God has form. That means God is limited to form. Then he cannot be all-pervading. He cannot be everywhere. Because like you have a form, therefore you're here, you're not there. You're not somewhere else in Köln, you're only here. So if you say God has form, your Krishna has form, then he's only limited to your temple. He's not everywhere. It's not possible. How you refute this? How do you argue with this? Let the children also think. Right? Is there some truth in it? See, Krishna doesn't like blind faith. He wants you to be powerful and defeat. See? Then he will help. So how do you defeat this? God cannot have any form. He's formless. If you give him form, he's limited. So then he's many limited forms, all limited. But God is unlimited. The form is limiting him. How is this possible? Your process is bogus. Your process is nonsense. You should not worship any murtis. You come to our society, donate all your money to me, then I can drive a nice BMW. How do you treat this argument? Yeah, put off the television, so the answer was right there.
Krishna is absolute. Krishna is all pervading, so it's everywhere. And Krishna is absolute. It's all the forms. All the forms.
It's all the forms. Anantarupam means? Anantarupam? Unlimited forms, right? Can you give an analogy how something or somebody can have a form and also be all-pervading at the same time? Think. I see smoke coming from your ears. Think. Give an analogy. Analogy. You know analogy? Yeah. Upama. It should be very convincing that they will just, yes, he's right. Don't mess up with Hare Krishnas, they're too powerful.
It's like a sky, all pervading everywhere.
The sky has no form. Yes.
There's the analogy of the sun and the sun rays.
Very good. Can you explain?
Yeah. So the sun, it has its own form, like as a planet and the person, but at the same time, even if he has its form, it also through the light, it's present in all of different places at the same time.
Very good. Have you ever played with a binocular or with a magnifying glass? Have you ever tried to burn a piece of paper with glass? Never? You're very brave. We did. We are boys. Boys do things like that. But I never realized actually, if you take a magnifying glass and the sun is there, and you try to focus and take the burning point. Actually, as a kid, I never studied that. But if you would actually put on glasses and look at the burning point, it is actually the sun. Exactly form of the sun is there. Sometimes you have these flames on the sun, like these loops. And when these loops are there, and you put in a magnifying glass, you will find the loop there also. It's actually a very sharp picture of the sun. You know. In other words, like your analogy, even if there is only light, that light condensed reshapes the sun, and it can be done anywhere. In Köln, in India, and the North Pole, everywhere you'll find the same form of the sun. Brilliant analogy, right? So in this way, you should be strong in your shoes. I'm going to ask a few more questions. Don't worry, I have many questions I have, which you should be able to solve, right, and think. Because we're discussing why is it that devotees who live here around the temple, you don't find them in a temple. You don't find them in a temple. Though they live around the temple, they don't come to the temple. Why? Because of this little monster there. They have so much comfort. They sit at home and look. Did you attend Mangalarti this morning? Yeah, I was lying in bed and looking at the screen. Sansara dava nara. Then I went to brush my teeth and take my bath. What is this? Wake up, in the morning and go to Mangalarti. Come here. That is the process Prabhupada gave. Okay. So now, this section of verses of the universal form is dealing with the fact that Arjuna wanted to see that form. Anybody knows what kind of, with how can you see this form? Because are we able to see this form, this universal form? We're not able to see. Why not?
Because it's all pervading, and with our normal eyes, it is difficult to see.
Normal eyes cannot see. You say it's all pervading, so the normal eyes should also be able to see. If it is all pervading, then the normal eyes should also be able to see, right?
With the normal eye, you cannot contain the entire form.
Everybody knows who these eyes are called? These eyes?
Divya Chakshu.
Yeah, very good. Divya Chakshu Dadami Tve. Now, this Divya Chakshu is interesting. It is not transcendental eyes. You see? As you are studying this section of the universal form from different angles, I give different classes. And one of the classes was on consciousness. You see? The eyes which we have, which we see this world with, is based on our awareness of the external reality. The reality of shapes, of earth, water, fire, like that, right? Because we are aware of that, therefore these eyes, they function and we can see this world. You can see your body, things like that. But that same vision power is reduced, is finished when you go to sleep, right? When you go to sleep, your eyes are closed, right? But are you seeing something? Are you dreaming something? Right? You're dreaming also, right? But the eyes are not seeing. How is this possible? Your eyes are closed and still you're seeing in dreams.
Sleeping consciousness.
Ever thought of that? In dreams? You have ever dreamt? Ever have any dreams? Okay. And these dreams are nice dreams or bad dreams? Something. Okay. So, but still you are seeing, just like you were watching a television. Actually more than a television, because you are in the dream. If a lion is chasing you, you feel really like he's biting me. Ah! You wake up in the morning, right? So it's like a real thing. But your eyes are closed. How can you see it? Therefore they say, it's not there. It doesn't exist. But you are experiencing it's real. He really slapped me in my dream. He really was fighting with me in my dream. How's this? What kind of eyes are that by which you see dreams? Ever thought of that? With which eyes do you see dreams? Not with these eyes, because they are closed.
Subtle eyes.
Subtle eyes. Where are the subtle eyes?
In the consciousness.
Interesting. Ever heard of this? Did any teacher tell you about this? But it happened every night, right? Every night you see dreams. Who's looking? What kind of eyes are there? It is not this body, the fleshy eyes. So maybe some other kind of eyes, right?
Just your mind.
Yes, your mind also has eyes. You know that? You know what it means? If you now close your eyes, you should be able to see with the eyes of your mind. Can you do that? Try, close and see with the eyes of the mind. Okay. Don't look at me right now. Oh, close your eyes. I'm going to hold up fingers. You have to tell me with the eyes of the mind how many fingers I'm holding up. see, see how difficult it is? But if you become a yogi, you chant good rounds, even with closed eyes, you can see. See? There is a system to do. It's possible. Right? How is possible? Arjun could do it. Of course, Krishna gave him the benediction. Okay, Arjun, even if you close your eyes, you can still see my universal form. Sanjay was not even on the battlefield. And he saw the universal form. Right? So actually what it means is that the fleshy eyes is meant for human, is like human eyes. But when you close the fleshy eyes, then other eyes have to open. They are divya chakshu, your demigod eyes. Within you are also devatas. Can anybody explain to me how our devatas are also within our body? Anybody knows about that? Devatas. That's Panchabhuta. I'm asking about devatas. Because there's divya chakshu, right? There's the eyes of the devatas. So how are devatas? Huh?
Every function in the body is ruled by the devata, by the god or goddess.
Can you give examples?
So I think, the fire in your stomach or something is of a god, or maybe
Who's that?
god of Akim.
No. Is it right there in the Gita? The stomach fire, who is that? Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashritam. It's right there in the Gita. Krishna says, I am the fire of the stomach. If he rejects your food, you can't digest. You get diarrhea. Krishna is punishing you. He's the fire of digestion. Interesting, huh? So Krishna is in your body, right in your belly. Say, Krishna, come out. I want to see you. Are there other devatas in the body also? Now, first of all, God had no form. Now you're saying he has many forms. He's everywhere. And even within your body there are devatas. What kind of philosophy is this? Anybody knows? One of your eyes is ruled by? The right eye is ruled by Suryadev, the sun god. The left eye is ruled by Chandradev, moon god. Devatas are there, right? Isn't it? And let me see. Your breathing, huh? Which devata is responsible for your breathing? Vayu devata, very good. Do you know Vayu devata has many sons? Can you mention 2 sons of Vayu devata? And like children also. Does Hanuman has a brother? Your kids? Your papa is not teaching you, huh? Has he a brother also, Hanuman? No. Who's the brother of Hanuman? अरे राम का नाम लो अनुज, राम का नाम लो, पूछ लांकर चले जाओ ना. Remember or not? You don't remember? Bhimsen. Bhimsen is the brother, younger brother of Hanuman. Hanuman was sting Bhimsen. He took up the form of an old monkey and he lay his tail across. And Bhimsen came, he was angry because he was angry with Yudhishthira not wanting to fight the battle. He was always after battle, Bhimsen. So he came there, and it is etiquette, you should not step over somebody. So he stood in front of the tail. He said, take your tail away. He said, oh, I'm tired, I'm old, Take your tail away. step over my tail and go, no, take your tail. and, and Hanuman wanted to test him, you see. So he said that, step over the tail, I'm too tired, He said that, should I lift up your tail then? Yes, try. Try to lift my tail. So Bhimsen came with all his power, 10,000 elephants. Hanuman was enjoying. Nice massage of his tail, It says in there is a Ramayana from Odisha. And in there it says that when Shiva wanted to come to serve Ramachandra, then Parvati told him, where are you going? He said, I'm going to serve Ramachandra. Oh, I'll come with you. No, this time it's not possible. I'm brahmachari this time. I cannot take my wife with me. Oh, you're a brahmachari. Okay, then let me become your tail. Let me become your tail. That pucha of Hanuman, that is Durga. Full power of Durga is there. It's not an ordinary tail. So that's and Shiva is the body. Now the tail is there. It says in that Ramayana, like that. Therefore in South India, they do separate puja for the tail also, with red dots. And Hanuman, what does he do with his tail? Do you know? What does Hanuman do with the tail? Huh? Burn Lanka, yes. That's one time. But daily, what does he do daily with the tail? Huh? Sorry?
Sits on it.
No, not sits on it. He has a bell there on the tail. When he does arati, the tail goes like this, and he does arati with both hands. Nice, huh? You can try with your hair also. You do like this, ting, 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 and I do arati. So that's Hanuman, right? Vayu Putra. So we see that in our body also there are devatas, right? And therefore, Prabhupada says that our body is just like the universe, a small universe and a big universe. All the principles of the Virata are found in our body also. Interesting, huh? What can you derive from this knowledge if you know that the universal form, the Vishwarupa, right there it's Rupa. Bhagavan has no Rupa. He says Vishwarupa. Right there it says Rupa. How can you say it's not Rupa? What can we derive from this? What can we learn from this? If the gross world is just like our body, what can we learn from this?
That we are part and parcel of the whole.
Yes, we are part and parcel. And can you mention something more in depth?
Everything existing outside is also existing in me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What can we learn from that? See, when you only know but you don't do, there is a difference like this. Do you know that there is a road from here, from Köln to Golokdham? You know that? But by knowing it, are you reaching Golokdham? Just by knowing it? You have to walk it, right? So similarly, just knowing is not enough. What can you do with this knowledge? It's not for nothing Prabhupada gave a whole chapter here. 2 chapters of the Gita deal with this. 10th chapter, 11th chapter. What do you do with this knowledge? Now it becomes difficult, huh? Because you don't want to do anything with this. Try to do something with it. Then it becomes very interesting. What can you do with this knowledge?
I think it's just to elevate you to Krishna consciousness.
Yes, that's very good. That's the highest already. I was thinking of some other things. Can anybody describe what the Virata Roop looks like and what it is and how the Virata Roop is reflecting our body?
That everything, the good, bad, day, night, everything is in us.
Okay, what is the bad in your body? He says everything is there. Within the Virata Roop is there also. The good and the bad. What is the good in your body and what is the bad in your body? I won't let you go like this.
If controlled, then it is good.
And when the mind is not controlled, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, it can be my enemy.
It says the front of the body is dharma and the back side is adharma. See? Sometimes we ask this question, why bad things are happening to good people? Anybody ask you this? It's a standard question in all religions. Why bad things happens to good people? Now you can answer the question. I explained it. Now you have to think how to give an answer, good answer. The front is, huh? The back side is? So, can you have a coin with only one side? So somebody asks you, why is bad things happening to good people? What do you say?
Coin has two sides.
You're taking my answers, you know. You should think, give proper answers, you know. Because this world is of duality, right? So if there is good, along with the good comes also the bad, right? Like that. So absolute means there is only coin with one side, but that coin has not been made yet, right? So this is a world of duality. So along with the good also comes the bad. Therefore, somebody does good, also he gets the good, then nobody complains. But when he gets the bad, then he complains, right? If somebody does good and he gets good, does he complain? No, I did good, no, my good. With a lot of mehnat, with a lot of endeavor, I got the good. When he gets some bad, then why is happening to me? Why is this? He gets angry. Okay, it says in these verses, there are many various crowns.
I mean, if in the same tone, if somebody asks, so if Lord is creating or created, why is created duality? He could have just given singularity and finished.
Singularity, very good question. This is the main question science also asks. God created the world like that. It is there, but it's not here. That's the problem. It is there. There is a world where there is only good. It's called Golokadham. We want to go there. But you chose to come in a world of duality. You know how this world was created? There is a word called in Sanskrit Prakriti. And there is another word called Vikriti. Memorize these words. Prakriti and Vikriti. Vikriti means disturbance. It's like this. How do you get butter? Makhan. I want to hear the kids also. The thinking. Father knows. Churning. What is churning? What happens to the milk? Does it get disturbed? So, how much disturbed? By the movement. But how much does it get disturbed? It gets so disturbed that there's no more milk left. There is water and there is butter left. Right? In the same way, the nature, this material world is made. Right? By the time factor, Kala Chakra, coming from the third eye of Vishnu. It's called the Jyotirlingam, original, and it churns up this material nature. Does time ever stop? So, and time has both sides or only one side? Only one side. Can you say, stop time, I don't have time for you now, I want to take a break. Does time buy that? No. It goes on, on and on and on. Always churns. That's the principle, because time is given in this world, it's the main creating factor, right? Therefore, it's always churning up this world. And churning happens because of disturbance. And this disturbance creates three types of modes. You know the word temperament? What temperament means? No? Temperament means somebody's nature. You might have heard about the 12 zodiacs, twin, lion, crab, ram, how you call the other one? Dhanur. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean, right? The 12 Rashis. Don't they have all different natures? And how do they fit in? They have a certain order in time, isn't it? This month, then this nature. This month, that nature. So you can see how time is ordered, is structured. If this type of time comes, then this nature is prominent in somebody. Right? What month are you from? December. What month are you from? What month are you from? November. So you're going to be a birthday soon. Right? So you are Dhanu, right? Dhanu Rashi? No? Mesha Rashi. And you are? You don't know. I think she's Dhanu. You're Scorpio? Okay. So if you check, you'll find every person who's a Scorpio has a similar nature. Every person who's a Mesha Rashi has the same name, the similar nature. Right? So like that, why is it? Time is influencing. So we can learn this from the Virata Rupa, right? Okay? Your question is answered?
No, not yet.
Oh.
So why we chose to come to duality?
Sorry?
Why we chose to come to duality?
Why we chose to come to duality? The thing is, we didn't choose to come to duality. We thought that this world will give us the same as Goloka, but that will be the Krishna. Maya says, no Tenga. I can only serve the real Krishna. All the false Krishnas, I will slap also. It's like that. We came here thinking that this will give us the same enjoyment as there. And we are mistaken. Why she does like that? To teach us this is not the place you belong to. Because your desires are not in harmony with the real world, with this world, right? The desires you have to live eternal, to be full of knowledge, these are good desires. They should be like that. But your only mistake is you look at them for a wrong place.
So that means I was there already.
Yes, of course you were there.
So I was in one form.
Mhm.
So now I have come here.
Mhm.
So now Maya is teaching me to go back.
Yes,
So if I learn my lesson here,
yes.
one fine day I will go back.
Gatvana nivartante tadhama paramam mama.
So when I go back, will I be in the same form or will I choose to be another form? Or
No,
who decides?
there is like 99.9% of the jivas who come here, they go back to their original form called the Naisargika Rati. Inborn nature, Naisargiki Rati. Naisargiki, come from Nisarga. Sarga means creation. And Nisarga, inborn creation. Your inborn nature is always there. Whatever birth you take, something of that Naisargiki is in you. But you are projecting it, trying to enjoy that nature in matter. Right? So once that dream is finished, you go back to the original Naisargiki Rati and that form will manifest again.
Nature I will go back, but the form.
I'm saying, you don't understand what Swarup actually means. That's why you're questioning like that. You have to understand like this. Swarup in Sanskrit means own form. Now, you have a form here made of flesh, bones, hair, right? Why do you have this form?
Containing one shape.
Why do you have this form of a little girl with this shape of face, with this shape of nose, with this shape of eye? Why? Difficult questions? You never wondered? When you look in a mirror, why do you look like that? Why don't you look different? What did we discuss now? Mesha Rasi, Dhanu Rashi, Scorpio, right? You'll check. People with Scorpio nature have similar eyes, similar nose, not identical, because there is something called nakshatra also, which changes the nature again. Plus there is the timing. Plus there is past karma also, past life karma. All these things which are in your mind, when you give up this body, the mind remains, right? These desires, these natures, these karmas are in the subtle body. And the gross body grows around this subtle body. The blueprint is always there. Now, when you go back to the spiritual world, not only the body dies, but the mind also dies.
So when
Yes, and when you go there, you only go with the Atma. Now, what is Atma? Your question came up because you have no clear understanding what Atma is. Let me try to explain it in this way that you experience it. Okay, you're awake, okay? This consciousness is called wake consciousness. In Sanskrit called Jagran. You might understand Jagran. And when you are in wake consciousness, you see everything of this wake world. Harmonium, door, table, cup, me, you see all that. When you go to sleep, your eyes are closed, you go into dreaming state. Now, in a dreaming state, you don't see the external objects of this world. You don't see the table anymore. You don't even see your own body. And most of the time, you don't even know who you are when you're dreaming, isn't it? Have you ever dreamt to have wings that you could fly? Never? Oh. Have you ever dreamt that you had some strange wound? That wound came out and saying, I'm your wound, and went back in you. All kinds of strange things, In dreams, many things can happen which are not possible in this world. You see? Because when you dream, you're not aware of this world. Whether the world is there or is not there, it doesn't matter. You don't even know your own body. When you're dreaming, do you know how big your toe is? When you're dreaming, do you know how long your hair is? No, right? So whether the body is there or not, it doesn't matter. Hey, that means in dreaming, the bodily consciousness is switched off. But are you dead? No, because you're dreaming. Hey, you're not your body. Because when the body is switched off, you still live, right? Now there is another state of consciousness called susupti, deep sleep. In deep sleep, there is no dreams. It's pure calmness, and you can't see anything, you can't smell anything, you can't taste anything, you can't say anything. But in the morning when you wake up, say, I had a nice sleep. I didn't have any dreams, but I had a good night rest. Ever experienced this? Right? That is deep sleep. Vedanta Sutra mentions that the Jivatma goes through the nadis to Mahavishnu's lap. And he sleeps on that lap. The deep sleep level is the level of Mahavishnu's consciousness, called Yoga Nidra. Right? And he recharges you, just like you recharge your mobile, he is recharging you. My dear child, nice you came to my lap. I'm giving you Pran Shakti that the next day you can face with proper energy. Okay? So he's giving you that energy. And then in the morning, then you wake up. Because in deep sleep, there is no eyes, there is no nose, it's only pure awareness. But there is also no mind in deep sleep. So if there is no body, there is no mind, what remains? Atma, right? So every night in deep sleep, you're experiencing pure Atma, separate from body, separate from mind. Isn't that interesting? Okay. Now, would you like to wake up on the lap of Mahavishnu? Is it possible? Would it be possible? Huh? In deep sleep you are. Now you wake up, but not in this body, more on the lap of Mahavishnu. Is it possible? A lot of talking, huh? Hey, talking can be done outside. Only tomorrow is Radhashtami, therefore they are talking. Yes, you can talk. If it is about Radharani only, then. Is it possible to wake up on the lap of Mahavishnu? Huh?
If I go back,
Huh? Actually, I asked this several times. Several times you said no, and I said,
But Mahavishnu is also sleeping in that consciousness. So he is sleeping, so you are sleeping also. So we can't.
is Mahavishnu sleeping in that consciousness? Why is it Yoga Nidra?
Yoga Nidra is a sort of sleep, sort of meditative sleep.
Meditative sleep. What does meditative sleep means?
That you are only the Atman, pure Atman.
Have you practiced yoga? Yoga always means that you're aware in consciousness, no matter what the body is doing. So Yoga Nidra here means, from the external point, if you look at them, it looks as if he's asleep. But inside, he's very much aware of what's happening. Right? He's so much aware that he's controlling all the universes. So in order to wake up on the lap of Mahavishnu, that is called yoga. That is the means of your chanting. Why are we chanting? To wake up on the lap of Mahavishnu. Because in Brahma, when he was born, he wanted to wake up, right? He did tapasya. Now, he woke up to see Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And when he saw him, then he started glorifying him. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Because he realized that Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu is actually Govinda, another form of Govinda, right? So it is possible, while your eyes are open, to go to Mahavishnu's place, right? That is called yoga. A very intense, deep form of rest. Therefore it says in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Real yoga means that your mind is completely silenced. No Chitta Vritti anymore. And that's exactly what you're experiencing when you're in deep sleep. Interesting. This is real practicing of Krishna consciousness. You can, while you're sitting here, don't make any jokes, it's serious. If you want to go back to Godhead, you have to know all this and practice also.
I mean, if that is the case,
No, I'm coming to your point of Swarupa. Just wait, step by step. Okay? So this is what you're experiencing. It is not something I'm taking all over your head. No. Every night you're experiencing this. You're just not aware. I'm taking your face and saying, look this. I'm showing you. What you already know. But you are not aware because nobody taught you in school. I'm teaching you here. This is good school, right? So if you can try to go back to the deep feeling of satisfaction. No anger because your tire was flat. No anger because your girlfriend in school became your girl enemy. No anger because somebody stole your pencil. No, completely calm and peace, right? In that state, when you chant, you have to come to another state. Just being on the lap of Mahavishnu is not enough. For some it is. Some people want to merge into the light of Mahavishnu, become one with the light. That's not our process. Mahavishnu is lying where? Anybody knows? Where is he lying? In the causal ocean. What is the causal ocean? Yes, you can answer also if you know the answer. Do you have a Hindi word for that? Causal ocean. Bhavasagara. In English it means the ocean of repeated birth and death. Because on this side there is so much birth and death. And when you cross that ocean, what happens? What is there on the other side of the ocean? Satchidananda, yes. What is on the other side of the ocean? Huh? He talks very technical. What is on the other side? Golok Dham is there on the other side. When you cross the river, first you find Brahman light and then Vaikuntha planets and Golok Dham is there. Now how do you cross that river? Or that ocean? Very good. But should the chanting be from here, awake, or should it be in dreaming? Or is it better to go to that edge of the ocean and try to cross it by chanting? See? When Mahaprabhu says, Jeev jago, Gora chanda bole, Kato nidra jao maya, Pishachi rakole, Tomare loite ami, Huinu avatara, Ami bina bandhu aro, Ke ache tomara. Ever heard this song? What does it mean? Tomare loite ami, Huinu avatara. What does it mean? You know Bengali? Oh, I thought you knew. Tumhare loite, for your sake. Huinu avatar. I took my descent, my avatar form. Ami bina bandhu aro, ke ache tomara. This you must know. What greater friend than me can you have in this world? See? Eniche aushadhi maya nashibaro lagi. I have brought a medicine, aushadhi. Aushadhi means herb, healing herb. Eniche means I brought. Eniche aushadhi maya nashibaro lagi. I brought a healing herb to cure your maya. What is that maya? What is that herb to cure maya? Hari Namo Maha Mantro Lao Tumi Magi. So, did Mahaprabhu bring the Hare Krishna mantra for you to get awake in this world and become a rich man? No. Did the Hare Krishna mantra come to fulfill your dreams? I dreamed of a nice red BMW. Hare Krishna, now it comes, manifest. Is it there for meant? No. He says, wake up. On which level do you have to wake up? On the level of deep sleep. But not on this side of the ocean, the other side. Right? What does Hare Krishna Mahamantra do? It makes you cross that ocean of birth and death. How? How does it do? If you chant properly, what will happen? Wake up? What means wake up? Opening the eyes only. Huh? Sorry? The? Consciousness. See, I just mentioned that your Rashi, your Scorpio, your Dhanur, your Mesha Rashi is responsible for this body, how you look like, right? Yeah? So, when you are on the level of the Atma only, and there is no mind, there is no gross body, that Atma must create your spiritual form, isn't it? How does it do that? Because what form is that? What is a spiritual form? What is that Swarup? Just like now, because of your astrological temperament, you got this body. There is something which creates that other body. What is that? Sorry? Yeah, very good, spiritual temperament. How do you call spiritual temperament?
The level of sadhana, I believe.
You're warm. It's called bhava sharira. Bhava. Bhava means? Huh? Feeling. Okay, you have bhava here also. But that bhava has to be for whom? If you have bhava for this world, you stay here. You wake up in this body again. If you have bhava for Krishna, that body wants to go, that Atma wants to go there, to that place. That's how you cross. By bhava and by prema. Then that form you have in a spiritual world, where you see Shrimati Radharani, the Gopas, the Gopis, that is your bhava rupa. No bhava, no form. You can understand like this. When somebody says, "You're so beautiful, beautiful eyes. Would you like to marry me?" How do you feel? It might happen, be aware. Boys are very tricky. Then you feel like, you know, people have white skin, they become red, right? They start to blush. Isn't it? Why do they start to blush? You start to blush. If you do something wrong, you go red like a crab, you become. Why? What is that? Huh? Not because you're a white guy. We also have this, but because of the skin color, you don't see it. But why is the blood rushing there and giving it a red tint? What does it mean?
Because all emotions go to the mind.
Very good. That color corresponds to your emotion, right? And if you walk at night and all of a sudden there's lightning, then you see a snake crawling. What happens? Become white with fear. Why become white with fear? We say in Hindi, na? Lal pila ho raha hai. What happens here? That emotion has a color, right? Emotion creates a color. You can see it even. If somebody's very sick in the morning, goes like, then you can see, is something wrong with you? You can see the face is a little whitish, the color has gone off, and he's not feeling very well. Then knows that is the color of sickness. You see? And emotion has color also. Similarly, your love for Krishna, that shapes your body. That decides whether you're a Gopa or a Gopi. So don't go for this Siddha Pranali. No bhava, no form. It's all rascaldom. Prabhupada was against this. First, try to get this bhava. Or maybe you can see, if you have this bhava, you will see the form also. No bhava, no spiritual form. All this bogus thing, I think I'm this, I think I'm that. What is this thinking? Thinking is on a dream level. It's not even sushupti, it's not even deep sleep. It's all material. He says, no, do chant properly, anartha nivriti, come to the realm of there and then cross the ocean. That's bhava rupa. There is no need for asking anybody. You can see your own form if you have bhava. When there are tears in the eyes, then look at yourself. You feel, I know who I am now. Now you understand what is this form, right? It's right in you, but you have to cultivate it. Nitya siddha Krishna bhakti sadhya kabunai shravanadi suddha chite kare uday. It's right there. You only have to purify. What means purify? You have to get rid of your jagran state, all these anarthas, get rid of your dreaming state, become self-situated as the Atman in deep sleep. That's called Brahma Bhuta, Prasanna Atma. Aren't you prasanna when you're in deep sleep? No dreams? Don't you feel satisfied and happy? Isn't it? That's Brahma Bhuta. Every night Krishna is giving you the taste. Brahma Bhuta, Prasanna Atma, fully satisfied. Na sochati, na kankshati. No worries, no hankerings, no desire. Isn't it? That state you have tasted already. But you are a rascal, like me also. We are on a lap of Mahavishnu. I said, goodbye, I'm going back to the material world. And then we wonder, why are we falling from the spiritual world? Isn't the lap of Mahavishnu also spiritual world? Every night you're committing this rascaldom. And still Ananta Sesha is very tolerantly looking because he's Guru. But the day his tolerance is finished, he will breathe. All these flames will come up, burn the entire universe. Because these rascals, every night they're getting a chance. I'm teaching them, get self-realized. And they always want to go back into this material world. Shocking. Every night we are devotees, isn't it? Every night we commit the same aparadha of falling from the lap of Mahavishnu. It would be better to wake up there, Father, please teach me how to go to Golok. Finally, you have asked the only right question in this creation. How to go back, Therefore, tomorrow is We take the help of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani to cross this Bhav Sagar. Yes.
If I'm committing the same mistake every night,
Yes. You ask why you're a fool, number one.
why is it my karma pushing me to commit that mistake, or I'm my own self-consciousness?
Before you heard this lecture, were you aware of all this?
Not in this form.
But you already knew somewhere that it is like that, right?
Yeah, because my understanding was I came because of my icha, because of my desire to enjoy this material world. So Lord said, no, you cannot enjoy here. Here is the place. And
But-
once you are done, you come back.
But by hearing this class, you became aware of things, right? So that's the thing. You were not aware. You didn't have the understanding. Now you got an understanding. Now do something with this. I'm telling the devotees also, my mission in this life is basically tell devotees, be aware of those states of consciousness. It's right in you. Now just awaken it. I'm telling you how to do it. So tomorrow you're going to chant the way I told you. Go into the deep sleep level of comfort, of complete silence, na sochati, na kankshati, and chant on that level. And let the mantra do what is necessary. As long as you are aware, if you bind your Atma with a layer of dreams, you first have to purify those dreams, If you bind the Atma with your level of physical body, then you have to purify that body also. But it's not necessary. Prabhupada's process to jump over karma sannyas. What is karma sannyas? Don't care basically for your material gross desires. That's karma sannyas. And then there is gyan. Stepping over gyan. Now, gyan actually we need very much in ISKCON because we are very much unaware of things. We are in ignorance. What I just gave here is actually gyan. I give you samandha gyan, how to do it. So we have to have this knowledge. But then you have to start practicing also. And then see the chamatkar. How you can, within his life, reach Krishna if you like. But there has to be an intense greed to cross that ocean. And there will be many, many allurements. Right?
The lesson learned for me is always I heard that I should chant in a pure form, Shuddhanam. So try for that. But now exactly I found like, okay.
What is Shuddhanam now?
Yeah.
You know what is this,
Now
right?
I sit, I go to that meditative state, that leave everything, deep sleep state, not sleeping, but that state of consciousness, like I am not attached to anything. And then sit there, and in that mood.
That is called yoga. You see? Actually,
Is that right?
you're understanding it right now. See, if you want to understand Bhagavatam was not written on intellectual basis. Vyas wrote Vedanta Sutra, Mahabharata, Upanishads, everything he compiled. Compiling means putting together. It's not that he was the writer. He compiled it. He put it all together because many rishis had realized the Upanishads. It's already there. Therefore, you find, if you read Upanishads and Veda, there is a name of a rishi. That's the etiquette. The author, one who made that knowledge available, his name should be there also. Therefore, Vyas put it. Saunaka Rishi is there. Actually, Saunaka Rishi is a rishi of many, many mantras. He realized many mantras. So his name is also there. But he put everything together in the Vedas like that. And after that, he was still dissatisfied. Therefore, he was meditating. What did I do wrong? So then Narad came. Right? And Narada says, very shocking, he says, your Mahabharata is a pilgrimage place for crows. But in a Mahabharata, also Gita is there. So I would like to ask Narad Muni when I see him, how can you say Gita is a pilgrimage place for crows? Because Mahabharata's essence is Gita, right? Then he tells Madhir Prabhu, you go, because your vision is correct, go to the deepest level of meditation, then see the truth, and then write Srimad Bhagavatam. It was already written, but you had to re-edit it. Then the verse upon which that is based is right there in the Bhagavatam. Bhakti yogena manasi samyak pranihite male apashyan purusham purnam maya tadapashrayam. Vyas went to deep samadhi. Samadhi means that state where there is no mind and there is also no body. If these things are not in your awareness, you are in samadhi, just like in deep sleep. And actually in the verse 245 of the Gita, Arjuna is directly asking this. What is the position of one whose consciousness merges in transcendence? And Krishna tells it. It's called pragya. Pragya is sushupti, but there's more awareness. When it's more awareness, it's called pragya. When there's less awareness, it's called sushupti. So then, when Vyas was in that state, Bhakti Yogena Manasi, yoga is there, right? Bhakti Yoga, Manasi, by the mind. Samya completely, Pranihite Male. His mind was completely pure, no materials, had nothing. Then, Apashyan Purusham Purnam. In that state, he saw the complete person, Krishna. Maya Tadapashrayam. And Maya was subservient, servant. On that state, Bhagavatam he wrote. So if you want to understand Bhagavatam, you have to go to that state of consciousness. Anything else will not work. You can get some glimpses here and there, but actually you want to understand what Bhagavatam is, you have to be in that state of mind of samadhi.
How to go practically in that samadhi?
I just told you. It will take some time because you have awareness, you have kids to feed, you have your wife to feed, you have to work also. You cannot do it while being in samadhi at this moment. But I met many Indians who they look like they are working people, but they tell me, but Swamiji, I'm now right in samadhi and I'm speaking to you also. So how? It's like this, they say. When you go to deep sleep while dreaming, it is either or. When you're dreaming, you're not awake, right? When you're in deep sleep, you're not dreaming. But when you go in a yogic meditative way there, you are and awake and dreaming and in deep sleep. That's called super consciousness. We call it Krishna consciousness because there is nothing more super than Krishna, right? So they can reason from all levels, and then you get what people say, oh, I can see your past, I can see what you're thinking, because they are going to that deeper state where pragya means complete awareness is there. So they can live you, they can tell your future, everything. It's right there, we all have this power, but we're not cultivating it. Just like everyone can float on water, isn't it? What means floating on water? Swimming, right? So when I didn't know how to swim, when I was a little kid, I thought, no, I'm too heavy for the water. Water cannot carry me. And my brothers were laughing at me. I just didn't know how to swim. Now I know how to swim. Yes, I can float on water. So similarly, all these states of consciousness, all these abilities are in you. You just have to know how to do it. How to go back to Godhead. Like that. Interesting? So please try to practice. Anything else? Because we have to, yeah.
Can you give us any practical tip now?
Practical tip now. Like I said, you first try this one. Be free of any desires or any worries. Brahma bhuta prasanatma. Na sochiti na kanchiti. Samaha sarveshu bhuteshu.
So it's just, again, it's in the mind. And
not only, where is the mind? Is not here. Where is the mind? No, mind is here. Divya Gyan. Karana prakashito. Divya Gyan. Hriday prakashito. Right? The realization has to come here. Try to see with the mind. See, mind also has this function. It's called rationality. But rationality is not Bhakti Yoga, it's Jnana Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is here. So it has to be here, fully calm and peace. Try to practice that one, because for Grihasthas, there are a lot of worries they have, which are real worries. You have to feed your kids, you have to work, you have to drive your car. Therefore, when you become renounced, at least a brahmachari, that was said, it's very rare to have saffron. Not Netflix on the television here, you know. It pulls your mind into external consciousness. So, this you should practice and let the holy name do the chamatkar. I'm writing some seminar and I will test it with some devotees and see how it works, how much I have to adjust, cut and paste to make it into a practical chanting seminar. I have written something of the things, but I want to see how far devotees anarthas are interfering with these levels. And once I'm aware of it, and I can see also what is the problem, then I can adjust my course. But for the moment, this is already enough. That you already have a shock here about this class. Oh, huh? It's right in me. Now I'm going to practice, you know. Where Mataji making flower garlands, the other day she said, Prabhu, I feel like, you know, giving up my house, coming and living in an ashram and sit and chant and become Krishna conscious. This is the way, you know. Once you get the idea, now you know how to do it. So now you try to practice to do it. You keep Thadas Badhatarena, keep enthusiastic. And you know, and it's not that difficult actually. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said within 10 years you can become self-realized. 10 years only. You can do it. Because your karma has to burn also. Your attachments. Because you're still lying in off the lap of Mahavishnu, right? Now you say, okay, now I'm not going to lie down. I will stay on the lap of Mahavishnu and wake up and try to wake up. Pray to him. See how much he helps you. He's Paramatma of all the universes.
How does the karma place in this?
Karma plays like this. Yesham tu antagatam papam jananam punya karmanam te dvandva moha nirmukta bhajante maam dridha vrataha. Yesham tu antagatam papam. Those who have come to the end of their papa karmas or papa reactions. Jananam, for people, punya karmanam. And you're only acting piously. Right? Te dvandva moha nirmukta. They become completely freed from dvandva moha. What is dvandva moha? Good, bad, heat and cold, friends and enemies. Which level of consciousness does it refer to? 4 levels I mentioned, right? Jagran, Swapna, Sushupti, Turiya. The Turiya is the 4th one. Jagran is wake, dreaming, and then deep sleep. And then the 4th one is your spiritual level. Where do you find these friends and enemies? On the lap of Mahavishnu? No. Where are your friends and enemies? When you're awake, in school, right? What level of consciousness is that? What level of consciousness? The first one. It's called, how it's called? Jagran. Jagran means? Wake. Right? So, when you're only aware of that, then you stick here in this world. Did Jagran ever give you happiness? Only trouble, right? And therefore people don't want this. They want to make their dreams come true. They want to like to live their swapna. See, when you're awake, these conscious also are there. They're never lost. Because Vishnus, the 3 Vishnus are ruling them. No? Garbhodak Sai Vishnu is ruling dreams. Paramatma, Kshirodak Sai Vishnu is ruling your Jagran. Your deep sleep is ruled by Mahavishnu. And they are eternal. Right? They are eternal. So, when you're awake, your eyes are open. That consciousness of dream is in your back head, called subconsciousness. And the other one of deep sleep is even further away. But you still are using it, isn't it? You need your consciousness of dream state, but you're not using it to fulfill desires. You're using it to solve the mathematical equations, to solve the how to learn language, right? You're using that consciousness in order for the senses to absorb all of that, you see. So it's right there. But that's not yoga, that's learning in school. Yoga means you try to go into the deep depth of here, because the self is here. It's not somewhere in Köln, it's not on school. Your actual self, the Atma, is here. So you have to focus here. Very simple. There's no need to look in somebody else. I want to be self-realized. Who are you and how are you doing? No, it's right in you. You can take help from others, but self-realization is going inside. Samyak pranite male, apashyan purusham purnam, maya tadapasram. Now, it is true that when you do tulsi parikrama, yani kani cha papani, brahmatyadi kani cha, tani tani pranashanti pradakshina pade pade, right? Every day. You should not skip. In the past, Grihasthas had a courtyard with the tulsi plant there. And they used to water tulsi in the parikrama and then keep it like that. Anybody walking in and going out, how many parikramas are doing the daily? You know? In the prangan, they had this in the courtyard. So that was the idea also. Now, karma is actually being burnt by that. And also by chanting, karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. By offering ghee lamps in Kartik month to Damodar, all your karmas are finished. Why don't you see any effect of that? That's your question. Why don't you see any effect in your consciousness that your karma is finished? This is a difficult one.
I'm not conscious of what is happening with me.
No. You asked the question, how much does karma affect you, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm putting the question back here to you. You're doing all these activities to burn karma. Walking around Tulsi, offering ghee lamps every day, offering to Gauranitai. During Kartik, you do all these things. You do parikrama, you go to Vrindavan to burn all that karma, right? Why don't you see any effect on your brain, in your consciousness? Otherwise, this question would not arise, right? What is the reason? See, these are things of yourself. Huh? This is called Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha Gyan is not only what's my relationship with Krishna. Sambandha Gyan is also how big a rascal I was that I fell down from Golok. That's also Sambandha Gyan. Knowing your past life is also Sambandha Gyan. Right? The reason is, Karma is finished. But just like a fan, when a fan is spinning, you took out the plug. Karma is finished, current is finished. But doesn't it still spin around for some time? Right? What is it spinning? What does the spinning imply?
Some residual.
So what is this residue? What is the residue? There's a Brajavasi song on this. आदत बुरी सुधार लो बस हो गया भजन आदत बुरी सुधार लो. Karma is finished, but adats remain. Your attitudes remain. Your attachments remain. Even free from karma. Right? And because of these habits, you again commit the same nonsense mistake. Therefore, to change a habit, that is the real challenge. Not to burn karma. Even karma kandiyas can burn karma easily. Swaha finished. Gayatri finished karma. But is their mentality finished? Are the desires finished? Oh, that's more difficult, right? So that's the reason. You don't know how to live free from karma. You have never lived the proper style of, right? Therefore, there are 10 offenses while chanting. If your mentality is to criticize devotees, your Hare Krishna will be finished one day. If you criticize devatas, your Hare Krishna will be finished one day. If you don't listen to the spiritual master, your Hare Krishna will be finished one day. If you blaspheme Vedic literatures, your Hare Krishna will be finished one day. Isn't it? It's right there. Why? It is warning your attitude, your attachments, your your habits still remain, and you have to work on those habits. And because of the habits, you make the same mistake again. And the karma remains. And Krishna waits. If this rascal won't do it by himself, I will give him some test. And when he slaps, you lose all your habits. Finished. There was one African devotee, it is for Prabhupada. I heard it on a lecture. Prabhupada is saying that. Somebody is describing this. There was an African devotee. He was sitting in front of Prabhupada, was an initiated devotee. And all of a sudden, this beetle, you know beetle? Brrr, it flies, They're quite thick, big. So it's flying, brrr. And this African devotee, he put the wings aside, he pulled it out, and he ate the beetle. And he looked at Prabhupada, oh, what did I do? It was his habit, After being initiated, sitting in front of the guru, he ate a beetle. What he was doing in African forest, Right? So see how strong habits can be. So you're chanting so many things, but this attitude remained, After being initiated by Prabhupada, and Prabhupada just looked at him, he said that it's very difficult to give up a habit. Prabhupada said like that. So if you could analyze your habits and change your habits, your chanting will go up like a rocket, the effect of your chanting. But these habits are the things which are our attachments. Right? We are habituated. We are convinced, we have certain shraddha. If I enjoy like this, I'll be happy. Right? You're not willing to let go. It's difficult to give up habits. When you do actually break all habits, then you're actually Brahmabhuta. That's why you're all the time slipping out of the lap of Mahavishnu, going back to your old habits, you see, in the Jagran world. That's the problem. It is separate from karma. Karma, it doesn't affect your habits. You make karma because of your habits. I see. That's the thing. So habits, that means consciousness. Therefore I was singing this song. Aadat buri sudhar lo bas ho gaya bhajan. Actually, it is not possible for a jiva to give up habits. Therefore you need Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. You need Krishna's help. That's why you need that. Being finishing karma is easy. And becoming a big pandit, having a lot of knowledge is also easy. Jiva can also do that. But the other one, giving up habits, crossing the bhavsagar, this is not my, that is not my my power,
So basically now, give up habits and while chanting, go to the deep meditative process.
Yeah, I told you the kriya, how to chant in yogic meditative way. And if you properly do it, you also become detached from your habits. See, the habit of Vyasa was...
So it is, which one is first? This one is first?
Simultaneously. It's part of your, Vyasa's problem was, he was an extremist. He would write something on a mode of tamas, then go right in there. He would write something on Jnana, he would go into the Vedanta Sutra extreme. Narad basically told them how to balance it, you see. So scholars have this tendency. When they write, they will go into an extreme. And that was the thing. Prabhupada says he was dissatisfied because he didn't write something on the Atmak level. And Narad came to tell him that. Write now on the Atma, on Purushottam's level. You have written Mahabharata, but you haven't presented Krishna on the Atmic level, on the Parameshwar level. You have written Krishna as a Devata. In the Mahabharata it says, no, Krishna and Arjuna are Naranarayan. That's not the original form of Krishna. That's how they are in Swarga. Swarga's form was Naranarayan of Krishna Arjuna. He said, no, go deeper. On the Paramatmic level, who is Krishna? And what is he doing? Then he wrote this and he made Bhagavatam Srimat. Otherwise it was just Bhagavatam. It's right there. He rewrote it. He made it Srimat by going into the deep meditation. So it requires time because, now you heard it for the first time in your life, what I said. Now you start practicing it. And now, actually, basically, now your Diksha starts. This is what is supposed to be taught to you when you would take initiation, right? These things should have been explained to you. I have the same thing. It took me many, many years to discover all this. But I'm fortunate that I got this. I got this knowledge in the Gurukul. And it dawned to me, hey, wait a minute. I can do it also. Let me try like this. And it happens. But you need a lot of prayer. Neither can you blame anybody. Also, the Guru cannot give you the knowledge as long as you're not ready for it. So when it manifests, there is a time for it to manifest. It's a state of Sambandha Gyan, a real Sambandha Gyan. When you're not ready for it, then we can see, I'm giving many classes here, but few people come here. Because they're not entitled for that knowledge. Neither do they go on the net to see that class, Adi Brahmachari is talking too much. They have this mentality. I can speak like that also. Right? I'm not speaking here. I'm giving you guidelines, I'm giving you a handle how to practice proper elevation of consciousness. That's what I'm talking on. It is not Gyan, it's not karma. It is pure how to elevate consciousness. Yes, and if you talk to spiritual masters about this, they say, yes, we know this, but I see my disciple's not ready for it. He has too many desires, too many habits. How can I give him? Even if I give him to him, he won't be able to grasp it. So it's not their fault either, you see. It's all us, you see. It's all like that. And there's a nice song about this. मेरी छोटी सी है नाव तोहर जादू भरी पाँव मोहे डर लागे राम कैसे बिठाऊं तुझको नाव में. You understand? You don't know Hindi? Tell your papa to bring you to Hindi school. The thing is, this is a nice song sung by Kevat. He was the boatman. When Ram, Lakshman and Sita were banned for actually Ram was banned only, but he took Sita and Lakshman with him. They came to the Ganga river. Said, Kevat, I have to cross the Ganga river. How much do you need to cross? So Kevat says, well, I'm not going to cross you, the river, because you have magic in your feet. Magic in my feet? Yes. Meri choti si hai now. I have a small boat only. Tohar jadu bhari paon. And your feet are full of magic. Mohe dar lage Ram. I'm very afraid of Ram for your lotus feet. Kaise bithaun tujhko nav mein. How can I put you in my boat? And Ram is asking, what do you mean by magic in my feet? He says, Jab patthar se ban gayi nari, ye hai meri lakdi ki naav bichari. I've heard, by the touch of your foot, a stone turned into a woman. You know the story? Ahilya was the wife of Gautam and she was cursed to become a stone. And her redemption was taking the dust of Ram's foot on her head. Jab patthar se ban gayi nari, ye hai meri lakdi ki naav bichari. If a stone turns into a woman, what will happen to my boat if it touches your foot? I will lose my income, Therefore, I cannot cross you. So he was demanding that Ram would wash his lotus feet, he would take Charanamrita, and then he put them there. So when they arrived on the other bank, he said, Ram said, okay, take your, he took the ring off and he was giving it. This is your prize for crossing the river. He said, no, I don't take this. Why don't you take this? He says, Jaise tu hai khevaiya, waise hum hai ho jaise. तू है खेवैया वैसे हम हैं, भाई भाई से लेना शर्म है, मैंने की है सरिता पार, कर देना भवसागर से पार। अ, अ, हाँ, यही मेरी रोजगार, बैठे आए हैं मेरी नाव में। He says, you know, I don't take any price from you. Why? Because you are brothers. We do the same thing. The only thing is, I'm crossing you a small river, the Ganga, and you are a big boatman. You're crossing the Bhavsagar, the entire ocean of birth and death. So the price is, when I come to your ocean, you cross me the ocean, okay? Understood? So that is how intelligent he is. Devotee should be like that. Because it's very difficult to cross the ocean of birth and death, the Bhavsagar. So he said, I served you by crossing the Ganga. Now you serve me by, you pay the price by crossing me Bhavsagar. Nice, huh? This is how it is there. The reference you find for this in the Adhyatma Ramayana, in the Vyasas Ramayana. This section is there. But, the Rasiks, the Ram Rasiks, they change the position of that. It's like when Ramachandra was going for Sita Swayamvar, then the episode comes there, but they put it somewhere else, to make it more Rasik with Kevat. Is that clear now? So you try. Now become good yogi and try to become self-realized within this life. Because our process, as I said many times, is not that antakale chamaveva smaran muktva kalevaram. It is there in the Gita, but it's not our process. Our process is within this life you attain Radharani. हे राधे व्रज देवी के चललिते, हे नंद सुना कुटः, श्री गोवर्धन कल्प पाद पतले, कालिंदी वन्ने कुतः. Right? This is what the Goswamis gave. Vande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo. Did they say at the end of life? No, while living, while he was crying, doing parikrama, He Radhe, Braj Devi ke chalalite, He Nanda Suna Kutaha. This is, you have to chant with eagerness. Tatra Laulyam Mulevekalam. You have to pay the boatman. Krishna is the boatman. With what? Laulyam, greed. I want to go there. I must go there. Cross the Bhavsagar. That is bona fide lalasa. Therefore, Prabhupada also says that those who have attained bhakti, they have attained deep, deep calmness. How do they get this viraha? That's the next step. That I want to explain that. Try to do the first step first. Okay? Anything else? Garantaraj Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Tomorrow is the day. राधा रानी को भयो अवतार बधाई बाज रही. Tomorrow is the day. Radha Rani ko bhayo avatar. If she were not there, nobody would be able to follow this process. Only because of her we are able to.
Why we are called the devotees of Radharani, not
I have to prepare a good class. I'm seeing it.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
How's that? There's a Braj song on this. Radhe Radhe, Jai Radhe Radhe, Vrindavan Dham Apar, Jape Ja Radhe Radhe. I'm trying to find that line, what you're asking. नहीं होता कृष्ण अवतार, जपे जा राधे राधे. राधा सब वेदन को सार, जपे जा राधे राधे. There's one line saying that. नहीं रो तो कृष्ण अवतार. He would be crying if Radharani would be there. Like that. Huh? We're getting in the mood of Radhashtami already. नहीं रो तो कृष्ण अवतार, जपे जा राधे राधे. So, if you want to please Krishna, you become a devotee of Shrimati Radharani.